Perfectionism is a trauma response, and for highly sensitive people, it can feel like survival. You just wrote that email for the sixth time. You redid a project that was already good. You apologized for something that wasn't your fault. And when someone said, just let it go, you wanted to scream be- because you can't. So here's what they're not telling you. Perfectionism isn't about being excellent, it's about staying safe. So today I'm going to break down what perfectionism actually is, and it's not what you think. It's not about high standards. It's not about caring too much. It's a trauma response. It's your nervous system trying to control variables it can't control so that nothing bad happens. And the trying, that's what's killing you. So here's what we're covering for the next 10 minutes. First, what perfectionism really is, the physiological reason your brain thinks mistakes equal danger, and why it's not excellence. It's about survival. Second, why highly sensitive people or HSPs are especially vulnerable to this, why you feel mistakes so intensely that your body will do anything to avoid them, even if it means never starting something. The third thing, what perfectionism is costing you right now, the exhaustion, the paralysis, the life you're not living because you're waiting to be ready. And at the end of this, I'm going to be giving you one practice that's going to feel terrifying. You're going to do something imperfectly on purpose this week. And you're going to train your nervous system that imperfect doesn't equal death. So if you've ever felt like nothing you do is ever good enough, if you're exhausted from trying to control everything, this one's for you. So let's dive right in. My name is Sly. I'm a pediatric registered nurse. I'm a writer, professional overfeeler. This is the video version of my Substack, which is the Highly Sensitive Person HSP Sanctuary. One video that I do every day for anyone who feels too deeply in a world that wants you to feel less. So, quick thing, if yesterday's video on people pleasing resonated with you, please hit subscribe in the bottom below, in the description below. Please subscribe now because how I design these videos is they're building on each other. And tomorrow, I'm talking about why rest feels like laziness. You're gonna want to see that one tomorrow. So, all right, let's talk about why you can't stop being perfect. And I'll dive right in into lesson number one. Perfectionism equals control after chaos, right? Okay, so first, let's define what perfectionism really is. Because most people think it's about high standards. It's about wanting to do good. It's about caring. No, that's not it. Perfectionism is a control strategy your nervous system developed after experiencing chaos it couldn't control, right? Here's the physiology. When you were younger, something in your environment was unpredictable. Maybe it was your parents' mood, maybe it was conflict, maybe it was instability, financially, emotionally, and relationally, right? And your child brain could not fix any of those chaos, but it desperately needed to feel very, very safe. So it looked for variables that it could control. And what could you control as a child? The only thing you could control as a child that is your behavior, your performance, and your output. So that is where you became perfect. You got straight A's. You were the good kid. You didn't make any mistakes. Because if you were flawless, maybe the chaos would stop. Except it didn't. Because the chaos wasn't about you. It never was, and it was never about me. Because I say too, I am a recovering perfectionist. But your brain didn't know that. So when I speak to you guys, I'm speaking to myself as well. And since your brain did not know that, it doubled down. And this is what your brain said. Maybe we just need to be more perfect. We need to eliminate all variables. We need to never make a mistake ever again. And decades later, you're still trying. You're still rewriting emails. I do that all the time, like 10 times. I reread and reread and reread before I send an email. You're still redoing work that's already good. You're still apologizing for breathing too loudly. Not because you have high standards, but it's because your nervous system still thinks that if you're perfect, you'll finally be safe, right? But here's the problem. So you can't perfectionism your way to safety because safety doesn't come from control, it comes from regulation. And you can't regulate what you won't acknowledge. Hmm. You can't regulate what you won't acknowledge. That's speaking to me too. Speaking these things and saying them out loud and recording them is a way of helping me process. So that's what perfectionism is. Now, here's why HSPs struggle with this even more than everyone else. HSPs are more vulnerable, and I'm going to tell you why in lesson number 2. If you're a highly sensitive person, you make mistakes viscerally. And I don't mean you're disappointed. I mean you feel them in your body. And this is how they manifest. They manifest as shame, failure, proof that you're not good enough. And here's why. We, as highly sensitive people, we process information more deeply and we notice details other people miss. So we pick up on subtleties, patterns, and implications, right? Which mean when we make a mistake, we don't just see the mistake. We see all the ways it could have been better, all the variables that we missed, all the evidence that failed. And because we feel other people's emotions, we also absorb their reactions. So let's say, I'll give you an example. If someone's disappointed, we feel it as our own disappointment. If they're frustrated, we internalize it as proof that we're not good. So perfectionism for a highly sensitive person isn't just, I want to do well. It's, I cannot make a mistake because I will feel so intensely that I won't recover. Ah, I can resonate with that one. And it's not dramatic. That's just how we're wired. So this is what we do. You will over prepare. You will over edit. You overthink because the possibility of a mistake feels so unbearable. But here's what that creates. It will create a paralysis. It creates a paralysis because if perfect is the only acceptable outcome for you, you never start anything and you never finish and you never put anything out in the world. That was me up until 2 weeks ago before I started this YouTube channel because the risk of imperfection is way up here, right? And that's the real cost. Which brings me to the third thing. What perfectionism is costing you right now. So, so let's talk about what perfectionism is actually costing you. Not back then, now. The first one, and this might resonate with a lot of you, you're always exhausted. Because perfectionism is relentless. Oh my God, is it? It is relentless. There is never a finish line, no good enough, no rest. You're constantly scanning for what you missed. You could improve on, but it's not perfect yet. So you're not going to improve it. Your nervous system is in chronic hypervigilance. And what that means is that you're always tired. Brings me to number two. You have a lot of ideas, you have projects, you have things you want to start, but you don't because you're not ready yet. You don't know enough yet. And you think to yourself, it's not going to be good enough yet. No. So what do? You research, you plan, you prepare, and you never actually do anything. And the reason why is because the gap between where you are and where you think you need to be is too big. So you just stay stuck. Brings me to point number three. You never start. This is the big one. And I definitely feel this one, even for myself, because the thing that perfectionism steals from you is that you is what you can never get back is a big one. It's time. Perfection steals time from you. You're always waiting to be perfect before you try anything. Like you're just scared, you're in paralysis, you just never try anything. But you'll never be perfect. So you just don't try. And 5 years ago, 5 years go by, 10 years go by, and you're still planning, still preparing, still waiting to be ready. But you'll never be ready because ready isn't a place you arrive at. Ready is a decision you consciously have to make. Perfectionism makes sure you never make it. Again, perfectionism makes sure you never make it. All right, so what do? I'm going to give you a tool. Here's a practice that you can try this week. And I'm warning you right now, it's going to feel wrong, but I want you to do one thing imperfectly on purpose, deliberately. I'll give you an example. Send one text without rereading it. Post one thing on social media without editing. Submit one piece of work that's good enough instead of perfect. Just one thing. And do it badly. Not your best, not polished, but it's done. And here's why this works. Your nervous system needs evidence that imperfect doesn't equal unsafe. Right now, your brain thinks mistakes mean danger. So it won't let you do anything that's not flawless. But when you intentionally do something imperfectly and nothing bad happens to you, your nervous system gets that new data, right? It's like, okay, we did that. It wasn't perfect, but it was done. And your nervous system learns, oh, imperfect is survivable. We're still safe. We didn't die. And over time, that rewires the pattern. Now, will your perfectionism scream at you? Of course, yes, 100%. Will you feel uncomfortable? Absolutely. And you're going to want to fix it. But don't let it be imperfect. Let it be messy. Let it be proof that you're human, not a robot. Because here's the truth. Done imperfectly is better than perfect but never started. So do the thing. mess it up, survive it. That's how you break the pattern. So, if you've made it this far in my video, welcome. You're in the right place. Follow the breadcrumbs. And if they resonate, I want you to come back tomorrow because I'm posting every single day a new topic, same tea, same mission. And I think tomorrow I'm going to be talking about it's something that I wrestle with and I struggle with is rest guilt. Why doing nothing feels dangerous. It builds on this topic that we're talking about today about perfectionism. And these are breadcrumbs. I want you to follow them. These are healing breadcrumbs. I want you to follow them. And if you're not subscribed yet, I want you to do that now at the bottom because I'm learning that the algorithm only shows these to people who need them if you engage. So subscribe, like, comment, share with one HSP who's still trying to do it all by themselves, right? And yeah, oh, one more thing. If you want the written version of all this, I'm on Substack, the HSP Sanctuary. That's where there's almost 1,000 of us right now that process in real time. And we heal in the comments and we build the kind of community you've been searching for. YouTube is where I get to teach. Substack is where we heal together. Both links are in the description. Come find us. You'll fit right in with us. We would love to have you. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for being part of this community we're building together. I want you to know that you are doing better than you think, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.